Now, if I want to give him a break, if I'm going to stop him, I'm not going to just stop him. I'm going to ride him up to a correct stop, or as good a correct stop as I can make on him at this moment in time. Again, remember what we want to do is we do not want him to raise his head on the stop. We want him to stay soft on the stop. I don't want him to quit on the stop. I want him to ride up and stop. So I'm going to continue riding him, get his body in a position that I want, to have him stop in, and then I'm going to continue riding him all the way up in the stop. So in other words, I didn't quit riding him. I didn't stop and say, ho. What I did is I kept riding, tried to keep him in exactly the same frame that he was going forward in, and rode him up and stopped him. We don't want to stop our horse, and if we would turn our stop into a vocal cue, we wouldn't want to say to the horse, hurry up and stop. That's not how we'd want to say to him. If we were saying something to somebody and we were saying hurry up and do something, we would say hurry up and stop, hurry up and stop. We wouldn't actually lose energy in our voice. We would gain energy in our voice. Well, it's the same thing with a good stop in a horse. The horse doesn't hurry up and stop. He doesn't lose energy in his stop. He actually gains energy in his stop. It's hurry up and stop. Hurry up and stop. It's not hurry up with our hands and pull back and stop. It's understanding that when we're actually asking the horse, when he comes to a stop, to actually gain energy with his body. And so you would say, stop. Come up and stop. So you would ride him. The worst thing you can do is stop riding. The second worst thing you can do is lean back and pull on the horse to stop him. You actually want to ride, keep energy in your body, ride him up and stop him. Ride. Let him stop first before your seat stops. You continue riding, we continue riding, we keep the energy in our body, and what happens is the horse rides up and stops. Well, at first, the horse doesn't understand that. It takes a little bit, of time to explain that to him. But there's no sense trying to practice it wrong. And so we want to ride him up, stop him. We want his head in this position when he stops. Or at least we may not want it this low, but we certainly don't want his nose out and his neck up like a fence post when he stops. So let's show him, because we can ask him to lower his head. We can, before we bring him to a stop, we can bring his nose in and then take our seat and ride him up and stop him. And so even as the first few days in his training as an unbroke horse, we can start to teach him this is a correct stop. We can even teach him that we want him to lower his head in the stop by holding on to the reins just a little bit more, pushing the horse forward and saying to him, I want you to lower your head in the stop. Pretty soon what will happen is you pick up on the reins, and rather than the horse doing what is natural, which is what this horse was doing, raising his head, is when you pick up on the reins, what happens, the horse lowers his head. And so in the stop, or you ask your horse to slow down, he doesn't raise his head every time you touch the reins. And that works really, really good.